Welcome to PsychSessions at ACT 2022. That's STP's annual conference on teaching, where PsychSessions had a booth set up for live recording. I'm Garth Neufeld. We suggest that you listen to these short interviews in order, starting with episode 1, where we explain what this series is. We want to thank all of our guests for their participation, and of course, STP. Now, please enjoy. This is PsychSessions at ACT 2022.
I just miss you. I haven't seen you for days, and we're at ACT together.
Well, I'll give you a hug whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Eric Landrum, folks.
Hi, Garth Neufeld. How are you?
What have you been doing with your time?
I have had a lovely time. I've interviewed 8 of our colleagues for the next 4 months of PsychSessions Tuesday releases, and it's been fantastic. People here have been generous with their time. I want to thank Lindsay Maslin and ACT and the Society for Teaching of Psychology.
Yeah. I know that you are an introverted person. Are you done right now? Am I looking at a dead man
Actually,
walking?
no, not really, because the introvert appreciates one-on-one conversations more than going out to dinner with 8 people or going out to a hockey game or something like that.
Right.
And so the introvert can handle and recover more easily. And so the one-on-one, I've had 4 one-hour conversations today, and then I had 4 one-hour conversations, and so they were lovely. It is exhausting, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And by the way, you know me well enough. If I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't have.
I know that. And it sounds like you've been kind of taking care of yourself at night and maybe decompressing without a bunch of people around. So.
Yeah, and I have understood for a long time that feels antisocial to people, and I'm sorry of that perception, but I think in part it is self-care, and in part I'm just not a foodie, so I'm good with a bag of chips and some macadamia nuts, and I can call that dinner, and I'm good. Which is what I had for dinner.
Yeah. We just had our 5th year anniversary, and I love the fact that you and I can be the PsychSessions co-founders, come to the same conference, not even see each other for a couple days while we're doing our own things, and I don't wonder at all, wonder if Eric's all right.
Right, and I don't wonder if you're mad at me, or
exactly.
In fact, I want you to have a great time, and I'll get on Facebook or Instagram later and go, oh, cool, look where they went.
Yeah.
I actually got on, I think it was on Facebook, and Corb had posted something about, I'm in Pittsburgh this week helping my friend Garth Neufeld with this conference. And I thought for a minute, well, golly, he's helping me too. But then I thought for a minute, you know what? He really did help Garth out a lot.
Yeah.
And I was just a beneficiary. And it's like, he didn't need to mention me. I don't care he didn't mention me. He helped PsychSessions, and I was very thankful for that.
Yeah, it was actually super necessary to have him here. We had our first exhibitor table. Thanks again to ACT and STP and Lindsay Maslin for making that happen. But we had our first exhibitor table, and man, we got traffic, Eric. It was insane.
And I'm sorry, I only caught a little bit of that yesterday between 4:30 and 6 during the post-reception and social hour, and I've peeked at email a little bit, and I saw at least 20 people have signed up for our newsletter. At least 20 new people have signed up. Yeah,
I think it's actually probably closer to double that maybe today, and I don't know, but it doesn't matter because we're going to add those folks. We're going to send that new newsletter out this week. And one thing I just want to draw your attention to, because you weren't there, you were talking with somebody recording an interview, is I gave away those 5 USB microphones.
Excellent. And where did you announce those?
Well, Lindsay allowed us to do it from the stage at the live in Pittsburgh lunch event. So we got to listen to teaching demos, and folks just killed at those. It was awesome. And then we got to stand up there and give away 5, close to $100 microphones.
So you drew raffle tickets?
Raffle tickets that we had given out through the previous
who
couple
drew
days.
them?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, so was it set up? Did you
I
did you
did it
draw
live.
from the bottom of the bag, so to speak?
Not at all, but Jordan Troisi won one, so it looked like
Oh,
it.
that was fixed.
I know,
man.
it looks like the fix
you
is
can't
in.
fix game shows like that. There's a law against that.
He's a
you
great
know?
actor, though. He looked genuinely surprised. He did really well.
I think maybe he was a thespian in high school. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, he might have been. It was really fun especially the folks who won.
Was there a good crowd at that lunch?
There was a good crowd at that lunch. Yeah, and I think that they knew a lot of those people had tickets, and they knew that giveaway was happening near the end. So
Was it a must be present to win?
It was.
Oh,
Yeah.
very, very well done.
Yeah.
And let's, for anybody who kind of tracks this kind of thing, let's be really clear about if you were at ACT and if you went past the PsychSessions booth and saw our very first booth, the credit for the booth goes to Garth Neufeld and Corbett Stubbert, because they did everything from getting it printed to getting it transported, from getting it set up to getting it broken down. And anyone who's been an exhibitor understands the amount of effort and work that takes. So I will say from the bottom of my heart, thank you to both of you for doing that very much.
Corb's nearby packing stuff up.
Right,
Look at
well-
this guy. Look at this
While
servant,
we're sitting
man.
on our butts talking into very nice, high-quality microphones.
I know, and look at the exhibitors behind us. I don't think I understood how hard they work to pack all these things up, set them up, back them up. Yeah,
Right,
it's
and
crazy.
then ship boxes back
I know.
at book rate.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah. If I had a tape gun, I'd be using it too.
Yeah, that's right. Tell people again, why do we give away, why do we spend money on things like USB microphones to give to faculty or people who attend here, Eric?
Well, first off, you want to give away a microphone like that because it's going to improve the sound quality of your materials that you're producing for your classroom, for your research. We know from multiple sources that people will tolerate bad video, but people will not tolerate bad audio. Now, to answer your question more specifically, we give away microphones that have USB capability because not everybody at home has an XLR cable capability. And if you give away a microphone with XLR, you got to give away another piece of equipment that's another $100. So that's why, Garth, you were so savvy in picking a high-quality microphone that had the USB capability, so a faculty member can take that home and use a pre-existing cable. Plus, I'll bet that microphone had a cable in the box anyway. So that's why you do that. You can be a better teacher with anything. If you're doing narrated PowerPoints, if you're creating your own audio with Audacity or with GarageBand or whatever you're using.
Right, and one of the things I told folks too is that even in this new Zoom meeting era or whatever your platform you're using, there two things. One, I think you can just be clearer, but two, when people hear a clear voice, I think you actually, on some level, can advocate for whatever your contributions are in that meeting with more confidence when you have clarity of audio. I don't know.
Clarity matters. I mean, what was it? Susan Nolan was presenting at.
That's right.
Was it APS? And she was a presenter. And she was having audio problems.
That was
NITOP. And the audience told her, and she said, wait a second, I'll switch over to this fancy PsychSessions microphone, an SM58, which is about $100 microphone. It's different than the ones that we gave away today. And she switched over, and 3 or 4 people messaged you and said, what microphone was that?
That's right.
Because it was a noticeable audible difference.
It's like when you are in Zoom or whatever you're using and the audio says, do you want to use your laptop microphone or do you want to use the headset or do you want to use this? Sure. It's a remarkable difference when you switch over. And sometimes we don't know it when we're on that end. But anyway, folks really do consider investing in something like that. It will. I really believe it pays off. So,
and just to kind of tease the future, I think there might be a time in our future where we might be giving workshops, or we might be providing online materials where we could demo that. If people don't want to figure it out on their own, which some people enjoy doing, we might be able to be helpful to educators and providing hands-on workshops, either virtually or or face-to-face, about how to do that and how to make the most of the gear.
Well, buddy, this, I think, is going to be the last episode of this series that is going to be on something like ACT 22. I don't exactly know what it's going to be, but it's going to have a lot of different voices, folks that we had the chance to interview. It's going to have Corbett. It's going to have the director, Lindsay Maslin, of this conference on it. And then we, I think, are just right now, we are finishing up this series. And so thanks, man. It's really nice to do this with you. And I'm glad I got to see you before I head back to Seattle.
Yeah, it's good. I'm Eric Landrum, Rush Chairman. Damn glad to meet you. I hope you'll join the fraternity.
Thanks, buddy.
All
Bye-bye.
right.
Did you know that PsychSessions just launched a website? It's at PsychSessions.org. Check it out to see all our series, and be sure to sign up for the monthly newsletter. We won't fill your inbox with anything but the best curated content from PsychSessions and our friends. Thanks for listening.